Okay, so I want to talk about why innovation occurs within a company. It's an interesting problem that has been I would say, pretty relevant in the management literature, it's the innovation literature for the last 20 years or so, where we've been trying to figure out what's the driving force behind innovation. We all want to think about this, right? Like, that is an important question or important sort of problem to investigate and understand, is why does innovation actually occur within different companies or organizations? And the answer that, there's all sorts of different reasons, right? And lots of different factors that cause this. But I tend to think about, what are the behavioral causes of this actually occurring and why that might happen, right? So not necessarily what are the intellectual property rights, what is the, I don't know, what's another sort of topical area? What is the, what is the right kind of management group? All that kind of stuff causes innovation. But I'm interested in, and lots of people are sort of interested in this, is like what behaviorally will cause or lead to, not necessarily cause, but a high correlation of innovation actually occurring. And the answer is often that there is some sort of failed event or failure event that leads to innovation within different organizations, or product development, for example, that might happen, or a change of management, for example. We have this sort of what's called the behavioral theory of the firm, and I'm a big fan of that theory. I know it pretty good, but it sort of explains a lot in terms of why things might happen when they do. And it's applying the analogy of what happens with human beings and sort of systems in general, right? Like any cybernetic system. Why does something change within the organism or within the individual? Often that there's a simple pattern that plays out. In fact, this is machine learning, and it's pretty widely available. Is if you have something that happens and you have a positive result from that thing that happens, you'll continue to do that particular action. But if you have an action that has a negative result, so let's say that you burn your hand on a stove, you avoid that action. You don't want to come back. You don't want to do that particular action again. Or you walk by a house that gives you the heebie-jeebies, or a dog barks and chases you. You avoid going to that house or walking by that house again. And this kind of behavior is what drives, in sort of the explanation, at least the stuff that I think about, drives a lot of innovation behavior. In the sense that what is resulting is that some sort of negative event happens that causes increased, risk-taking, and as well as change, the propensity of change within the organization, and what might actually lead to increased change, right? Or the likelihood that something might happen is because there is some sort of negative event. And we've been toying with this and thinking about it, of like, what is this all about? Why is this occurring? Now, I think we have kind of a sense. We have sort of a theory about why this actually happens, why it sort of fits together. Do we know exactly what's going on between, managers and, different people, what's causing it? Not necessarily. I don't think we have a great sense of that. But we do have a sense of whenever that there's a problem that occurs, right? A negative event. So a negative experience is going to lead to identification of some sort of problem within the organization. And then organizations are going to sit and solve, try to figure out what this problem is all about. They're going to do what is called probabilistic search, or do a behavior where they're searching for the problem, looking for solutions until they actually discover this particular thing of what that solution is. Do we understand what that search process looks like? We have a sense of what it looks like. We don't have a good sense of the exact nature of it, but we have some sense that they tend to, look within the nature of what the problem is, close to home. They're not going to sort of explore too further. And think about your behavior when you search online, right, on a Google spreadsheet or a Google search. You don't search very far from what you already know. And so we know that this is a really important piece of the puzzle, but do we know, what that looks like, and can we have, greater insight on that right now? Not a lot, but that's what we know. So why does innovation actually occur? It's often a big chunk of the puzzle is that there's a problem that occurs, and then we try to solve, or we have a negative response which identifies a problem, which allows us to go and search for, identify a solution to that. And then the solution is often the result. It will result in some sort of innovation that we never thought of before. So hopefully this explains a little bit, and you get a little bit of insight here. I think it's enjoyable. Take care and have a wonderful day.